Greetings everyone, Eric here and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be taking a look at this cool little tiny tablet from Huion, so yay. First off, a big shout out to Huion for sending this over to me. Man, this is tiny. This is the H420X. Now if you know, I have looked at the H420 before. Which you can check out that review. Hopefully I can remember to put it up. Whichever corner that thing will show up in, I think it's that corner. I will try to remember to do that. So you can check out that review to see kind of the basics. Now, I'm not really sure. This seems to be kind of an updated version of that tablet. So I'm guessing what they probably have done is just increase some of the technology built in to make it just run better. Don't know, don't care, because all I care about is how does it perform. Now, as you guys know, I'm not good with these graphics tablets or the pen tablets. I much prefer screen tablets, which I do have in front of me. But I figured this would still be cool. They were kind enough to send it to me. Also, I just love the design of the like little dude here, like this thing here. It's such a cool thing. I might actually draw that. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah. We're just gonna take a look at this thing. We're just gonna open it up. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, where's my cartoon of me? Well, here, I'll put the cartoon in the bottom corner anyway, just so you guys have something to look at. You know, that way you don't have to look at my ugly face. You can look at the cute cartoon version of me, which is much cuter than the real me. But yeah, I just felt like doing something a little different than this because it's such a small box, and I was just like, ooh, it's a tiny box, let's have some fun here. So anyway, let's just break this thing open, and the first thing we are greeted with is, of course, the tablet, which is so tiny, so small. But let's put that off to the side because there's only a few more things on the inside once you remove this like box thing with a hole in it, which you can have fun with. If you don't have a fidget spinner, you can just use this. I clearly need a fidget spinner. Anyway, once we get in here, we have a little baggie. Get the box out of the way. And this baggie has all our extra stuff. I think I got everything. Yep, bag out. Cool. So this has all of the main things that you're gonna need to make this tablet work. So obviously we have le cable. This is the Type A or Type C to Type A cable. So this allows you to connect this thing to your computer. So this goes into the tablet. This goes into your computer. It's nice and long, at least. It looks like it's nice and long. So very nice. You have a little adapter here. This goes from Type A to Type C. That goes on the Type A end here. And this allows you to plug it into your phone or tablet, you know, mobile device kind of things, which maybe I'll try that out to see how this works. That actually might be the best use of this tablet is for like phones and stuff with small screens. But we'll see. I'll see if I can get that to work. I have an older phone. Sometimes it doesn't like things. You have your little quick start guide, which is actually kind of like a long, yeah, it's like a long pamphlet. And it tells you all the basic stuff, so it tells you all the different sizes they have, the different ways of connecting, some of the different things you'll get, whether you're getting the 420H or the other two, which are bigger. Quick stuff on like how to connect it to your computer. Usually you connect it to your computer first, and then you install the drivers. And then it also tells you how to like plug it into your device. Oh, it even shows you, oh, that's cool. It even shows you the active area. Here, look. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Will that focus? I can't figure out where I am. Okay, it actually shows you the active area for depending on which thing you're using. So if you're using the H20 or the H20X, you want to put it in this kind of mode to match your phone. But look, it even shows that with the 580X and the 610X, it maps out that there's actually a smaller area of the tablet that gets used for that, if I can get this in front. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't notice that before. That is actually good to know. If I ever get a chance to test out these tablets, I will have to try that out. That is good to know. And then on the back, it just says, you know, go download your drivers. You can use the Huion Sketch app if you don't have a drawing app on your computer already. How to replace nibs, which is pretty easy. And then like QR code stuff for fun stuff. Anyway, here's the extra nibs. Just a baggie full of nibs. And it even has a little thingy to get the nibs out of your pen. Speaking of pen, we have the box right here. Let's see if I can get this open without tearing it. Oh, I got it open. Yay. I don't know why they make this box way harder than it needs to be to open. And it's in another bag. Sweet. Let's get this out of the bag so we can take a look at it, and there we go. There's the pen. Let's focus. Thank you. This is the pen. It's quite a lovely pen, actually. It's a little bit. It's got the similar fat design as some of their like other pens and like other pens you would see, with kind of the big fat nubby end over here. I like this style of pen. I love the way this feels in my hand. It's just more comfortable to me. It keeps me from like over gripping, because sometimes the smaller pens, I feel like I'm gripping a little too hard, but when it's like this style, I kind of grab a little bit better. Here is the pen that comes with the Canvas Pro, or the Canvas 22 Plus. I gotta keep looking to see if I'm in freaking camera. I should like draw a line around here. But you can see it's a very similar design, but it is different. This one, which comes with the Canvas, god dang it, Canvas Plus, is slightly kind of premium feeling. It even feels, it's actually like, the weight is about the same, but it feels a little bit better. Like the rubber on this is a little bit smoother. This has a little bit more grip to it. I actually like the all black over the black and gray. Oh, it's a little bit longer too. This one's a little bit longer. This is a little shorter. Didn't notice that. That's interesting. You can see this even has like little extra designs. Button-wise, actually I kind of like the buttons on this one a little bit better because they're more tactile. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh wait, no, I have broadcast on, so it's gonna mute my camera. It's gonna mute it at any time, but like it's more clicky, which I like. This one doesn't have as much of a noticeable click. This one has a nice tactile click. I like that. I like that more. I wish this pen had the more tactile buttons. So very much like that. Let's look at the actual tablet itself, though. All right, let's take it out of its covering, and oop, I've already got my greasy mitts on this thing. So first off, as you can see, it is very tiny. It is just a little box, little guy. Let me see if the box tells you the active area. Yeah, here we go. So the active area is 106 millimeters by 66 millimeters. So that is really small. In fact, let's see what that is in inches. So that's about 4 1/4 by about 2 3/4. So 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches. So it's a very small area, as you can see. Like it's definitely not a lot of room to work with, which is why I think this would probably work really good with mobile devices, because trying to make these moves, like just this move from here to here, will span the entire screen, which if you're trying to make very fine movements, it might feel a little weird trying to do these like fine movements and fine motor control, but who knows? The surface feels pretty nice. It's really smooth. I wish that there was a little bit more grit. It'd be nice if they gave you, and they don't give you, but I really wish they would start making these tips, the nibs, in like more of a felt, because I think that would add a little bit of grip and make this a little bit better, because then you'd have more fine control over your movements. But otherwise, not bad. About what it's like. The bottom has 4 little like little rubbery things to make a grip. Also, the back has a texture. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but like there's like a gruff texture to that, and it's interesting. I do like the little logo in the back. That's pretty nice. But yeah, overall, I like this. There's no buttons on this thing, so you do have to rely on buttons from either your keyboard or from just tapping things on your screen. But yeah, let me get this installed on my computer. Get the drivers installed, which actually I think it's the exact same drivers that I use for my main screen tablet, so it might just work inherently. So yeah, let's just get this all working, and we will be back for me drawing a picture. I think I'll just do a speed paint of me drawing a thing. So yeah, let's go do that. Okay, so now we're set up on my computer. Now, you're probably wondering, wow, this is different than how I usually do it. Because again, this is a very different experience for me, because, let me move the microphone. This is very interesting for me because this tablet is very small, as I have said. And due to it being small, I'm having some issues. You might be wondering, like, uh-oh, what issues? And it's not issues with like the technology. This is like so full of like my fingerprints. It's not so much the technology as much as it is the, well, I guess it's the size. The size really throws me off. Now I have up here on the screen, like, this is the best I've been able to do so far, and I've had this thing for about a week, and I've tried it on and off, and I just cannot get myself comfortable with this thing, because I have, as you can see, my hand, I mean, this thing is literally, like, the size of my hand. And yeah, and so, like, here's the active area. Those little dots right there are, like, the active area. So I only have, like, this much movement in, like, what I can do. And I've actually had to, if you look on the screen here, I actually had to surface the area. You'll notice that the thing stops here in the canvas. I had to do that so that I could not have to be trying to make movements all the way across the screen as badly as it was, because it was just too quick. I mean, look how quickly this thing moves, even with the tiniest of, like, movements. Like, on other tablets, this same motion here would be the equivalent to, like, this on most other bigger tablets. So it's really throwing me off, and I just cannot get comfortable with this thing. So this is about the best I've been able to do after having it for a week, is just this sketch so far, and that's why I kind of started recording it this way real quick. And why I haven't finished this is because I've just been struggling, because I cannot get my hand comfortable trying to work with, because it's a lot of wrist movement, and because it's mostly wrist movement, because I'm doing this, it's not very comfortable for my arm. And that's just the downside to these smaller tablets, is you end up having to use a lot more of your wrist rather than your whole arm. And when you're drawing, you want to be able to use as much of your entire arm, like the pivot point should be your elbow more than your wrist, because this has a lot more kind of nerve endings, a lot more smaller muscles. You can cause a lot more issues by moving this around too much and doing like all these like tight movements with just like your fingers. And that's what I've been also doing, is like using a lot of like hand motion like that to do a lot of the drawing. And it's just been creating a lot of issues. Also, it's like trying to find a comfortable spot to like put my arm has been another issue, because it's just so small. And that's just, again, it's just the nature of these much smaller tablets, is you have to work within a much smaller, kind of more confined area. And I'm having to like really be zoomed in here to make it work. Like you can see, like this is the whole canvas. I'm way in here, because that was the only way I could get it to where I could even remotely try to, like, look at that. Like, I'm just trying to draw a straight line, and yet it's so hard to do. So yeah, this is just one of those situations where a tablet like this is just not for me, like, at all. And that's fair. Like, not every tablet is going to be for everyone. Some of us have much bigger hands. Like, if you have big hands, do not use this thing. I do not have very big hands. So if I'm struggling with this thing, if you have big hands, you are going to struggle real bad. So this is definitely not for any professional. I would say that this is, even if you're starting out, unless you are a much younger, like a child or something, if you have a child who's like very young and they're wanting to get into digital art, that might be the only way that this would be possible. Or if you're using like your phone, which this does have the ability to connect to a phone. Again, my phone is like just old enough that I have trouble getting that stuff to work. But if you connect it to your phone, this thing instantly kind of turns a little bit more usable. It actually has to be used this way when you're using it with your phone. This actually works really well. So if you're working on a small screen, something like this actually works really well. But the moment you're trying to work on, like what I'm working on right now is a 22-inch monitor in front of me. So if you're working on anything like that, you're gonna struggle so much more. Like, I cannot get, I'm like struggling to get certain types of shapes the way I normally would. And so I'm having to like try to figure out how to feather my lines differently than I normally would. And yeah, that's a struggle. And I have the luxury of not having to use this as my daily driver because I have my screen tablet. So if you had to use this as your daily driver work tablet, I just don't see it as much of a viable option. And I would definitely say that you would need a bigger tablet. Go for one of the the larger ones, like the Huion's like 10-inch models, because they have like the 10-inch models, which are really nice. And I know Huion has them, and they're really, really good. So this is one of those, yeah, this is one of those items where I feel like the audience for these styles, and I think I kind of made a similar conclusion last time when I tried the previous version, but I think honestly, I don't really see much of an audience for these other than like mobile people who are like, again, using their like smartphone, like these little smartphones. That's like the only use these things really have, because as a regular drawing tablet, it's just so hard for me to get comfortable with this thing, even though I've had it for a while and I've been like using it more and more, and I've been slowly kind of getting used to it, but still, like look at that. Like, I feel like I can do much better with the other tablets than I have been able to with these. So yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint on this, is that it doesn't really have that much of a marketplace. It's very niche, and it should be kind of treated as such. It's still good, like the technology is good, but I would definitely say this is for, you know, children with like very small hands, or if you're going to be using your smartphone, it's fine. It works, it does the job. But yeah, I just have not... I feel bad because I usually do like a relatively finished drawing, but this is one of those cases where I just can't. It's uncomfortable using this. Like, even just the short amount of time I'm sitting here doing this, like it's just so uncomfortable trying to use it. And I know that looks bad on Huion's part, and it's not necessarily their fault. Like, they're trying to design something to be very small and very affordable, and I get what they're going for. I just think like this just doesn't work, at least for me. Like, for me, this product, or this type of product, just doesn't really work for me. And so I unfortunately have to give this a pass. But if you are someone, or if you or someone you know, like if you have a child, or if you know of like a niece or a nephew who's very little and they want to kind of get into it and tap their toes into it, these are very, very cheap. So you can pick one of these up really easily and see kind of how and kind of feel out how they want to go about doing it, because then you can give them your smaller phone and just have a little phone sitting up here. Like, if you just had your phone like sitting like here or something, like up on a little stand, and they're like a little kid, this is perfect. Well, actually, you would have to have it this way, because it does it this way, not this way. But yeah, I would definitely give it a try then. That would be the only time where I can say, yes, go ahead, give it a shot, see how it works for a younger kid. As for if you are an older person, you know, anyone in their teens or higher, honestly, like in their late teens, or if you're trying to go professional, this is not for you. That is not who this is designed for. That's very, very obvious just from kind of messing with it for a week. But yeah, yeah, it's been a while since I made a video like this, so I hope you don't mind. I just haven't been feeling very good lately. Yeah, my mental and physical health have just been kind of off. But yeah, don't worry about that. I'm still trying to make content, and I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, this video is a little bit different. It was kind of similar to how I used to do videos. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below on what you think of these type of tablets, and if you think they have a place in the market, or if you think that even for a younger audience member, do you feel like you would just get them the 6-inch or 10-inch models rather than this little guy? So yeah, sound off in the comments, let me know what you think, and you'll find links in the description to it. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you so much for watching. This video is all over the place, but that's just how I've been feeling lately, and so, not gonna lie to you guys. So yeah, hope you enjoyed everything, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, everybody.